What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Now, guys, like a lot of people, I watched the Mandalorian trailer yesterday. And, there's one specific way that I like to watch Disney Star Wars trailers. And that's like, bam, right on the spot. And then I lay back in the cut for a little while, maybe a day or so, before I speak about it. And then I watch it again. And then I talk about what I think. Because Disney trailers are designed a certain kind of way where by now we should all know that they have it down to a science how to get everybody charged up, so you just can't wait and you hear the music, you hear the voiceovers, you see all of the little action sequences, everything just looks so crisp and clean and polished, you know what I mean? So you can't help but get all ramped up, But by now, like I said, we should all be hipped to this particular formula so that, you kind of have to just fall back a little bit and think about a few things, before you just go falling all in. I know a lot of us are content creators, so you just want to get it out there real quick. You want to be the first to get it out there and showcase it. Everybody likes to do their reaction videos, and that's all well and good. I don't hate that game. But my thing is, sometimes, especially with the trickery that's been run on us in the last, few years or so, you really got to take your time and figure out what you're looking at and, how you actually feel about what you're seeing. So I decided to do that, and The Mandalorian actually looks good, you know what I mean? It looks great. It's like I can't be mad at it. It starts off, you see the stormtrooper helmets on pikes. At first I thought they were heads on pikes. I was like, holy shit, they're really going in. This is some freaky shit, Jon Favreau. Who knew? But then I realized, it's just helmets, you know what I mean? So there's that. And then there was Carl Weathers, my man, Apollo Creed. He's in it, and he looks good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, hopefully he's got more than just a throwaway role, but you know how it is. If he dies, he dies. And Juan Carlo Esposito, he's another favorite of mine as an actor. And, it definitely looks good. You see like a speeder bike, you know what I mean? And, a spaceship. Like I said, the cinematography, everything is on point. Everything looks great. Except for one thing. Disney, Lucasfilm, and especially Disney, you have some crimes to answer for, okay? None of this, at least for me, none of this was about whether your future projects would be good. I remember when Solo was coming out, I specifically said Solo could be a classic, but I'm still not going to pay into it. You know what I mean? For the crimes that you have committed, Disney, for the crimes against Luke Skywalker, for the crimes against Han Solo, for the crimes against Princess Leia, for the crimes against George Lucas, for the crimes against Ollie, all right, the young boy who wanted to have Spider-Man on his tombstone that you denied, Disney, for the crimes against the fans, I sentence you to failure. I sentence you to devastation. Until you answer for your crimes, Disney, I am not interested at all in any of the things that you're doing in the future. I don't care how fucking good it looks. Let me tell you something. The Last Jedi looked great, As a matter of fact, even with what we know of The Last Jedi, it's still one of the most beautiful looking Star Wars movies ever. But it is a polished piece of shit. And that's the thing, guys. It's like, what we are living in today is an age of perfection as far as the technical side of filmmaking goes. Everything looks unbelievable and mind-blowing. And it was the same thing with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, that last season, whatever problems we might have had with it, it looked spectacular. And that's the reason why these actors feel like they can come out and criticize the fans and disrespect the fans, because they're like, do you know how much work went into this? It's so rude of you to say this. These people work so hard. Listen, my problem is first and foremost with the writing, okay? The Last Jedi, like I said before, looked perfect. The trailer for The Mandalorian looks magnifique, all right? But what they didn't show me is their writing. What they didn't show me is their plot, all right? I can see that it looks good. I can see that it sounds good. But really, what's going to be behind this? Like, are you just going to blow your load in the first 8 episodes? Like, this is supposed to be a series, right? It's not just a movie. But will this get old? You know, like, what are you coming with? You know, and then you have somebody doing a voiceover saying something to the effect of, funny business, this bounty hunting thing. You know, what are you getting into the seedy underground of bounty hunting? Like the seedy underground of being an assassin? What is this, like John Wick meets Star Wars? Is that what's going on here? You got to show me something else, because your writing sucks, Disney, Lucasfilm, your writing sucks. And I don't put it past you to still put your little virtue signaling and SJW bullshit in there. I saw that little glimpse of that woman who was in there, and I think she's supposed to be some rebel operative, I think I read it somewhere. And that could easily derail what you're trying to do. Now, Jon Favreau, I want to believe in you, but you know what? You're just another victim, just like Ron Howard. Because until Disney does right by the fans, until they admit what they've done to us, until they admit what they did to the legacy characters, you will find no justice here. I will never spend money with you, ever. You could put out the best thing possible, all right? And I can see the downvotes coming. I don't care. Maybe you haven't been paying attention to what YouTube has been doing to my channel. I don't care, all right? And you think that makes me better or worse with my opinions and my views? I don't care, all right? But what I do care about is getting justice for something that I've loved my entire life. And what you did, what you are doing, I liken to tearing down a landmark so you can build something up. You know what I mean? Like, you pay paradise, you put up a parking lot. It's like, that's what's going on here. It's like you're taking something that was beautiful, the foundation, the OT, the prequels, and you want to lay it to waste. You want to trash out all of the legacy characters so you can build something up that's even grander, in your opinion. You know, according to Kathleen Kennedy's vision, right? Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams, whoever else, Chuck Wendig, whoever else. The only thing is, I was still in the building, all right? I think I bit my tongue. I was still in the building. There were plenty of other people who were still in the building. We were in that foundation that you tore down so you could build up something else with the promise that it's going to be better, you know? But you consider us to be collateral damage. That's what it is, because, you know, we're old, you know, it's time for the new. Just tear it all down. Tear it all down, you know? And in a couple of generations, nobody's going to fucking remember what came before. You know, we are going to program these kids to identify what Star Wars is. We're going to tell them what Star Wars is. We're going to give it to them. And in the meantime, you tear down the very foundation, the very ingredients of what made it what it is, the worldwide phenomenon. The music in the Mandalorian trailer was epic, but it didn't evoke the same feeling of swashbuckling adventure as John Williams' scores. It didn't feel playful. It didn't feel dangerous. It didn't feel adventurous. This is what I'm talking about. Did it feel like it was intense? Like somebody was going to get their head blown off? Yeah, it did. It did. And I guess these are the times that we're living in. But what I'm saying is it Star Wars? If you tear down what Star Wars once was. Disney, you have to answer for what you've done, what you did to Star Wars. All right? We still have some unfinished business. And I don't care how good The Mandalorian is. I don't care how good the Obi-Wan series is going to be. And how good could it be, by the way? It's like, if you're talking about a period in time where Obi-Wan Kenobi was supposed to be laying low, keeping an eye on Luke Skywalker until the events of A New Hope and forward, like, what could he have gotten into in that time? He couldn't have exposed himself as a Jedi, because Luke was like, I wonder if they mean old Obi-Wan. Old Ben Kenobi. You know, he didn't even know who he was. So how much noise could he have been making? What kind of moves could he have been doing, you know, all that time? So what adventures are you going to show Obi-Wan getting into? And even if he goes off-world, off Tatooine, well, he took his eye off Luke, who he's supposed to be watching, you know, and keeping an eye on. And wouldn't he have exposed himself to Darth Vader? Once he got off the planet, I'm sure somehow the Anakin in Darth Vader would have been like, I sense a presence I have not felt since. You know what I mean? So he almost had to turn himself off from the Force, like what you saw, Jake Skywalker doing in The Last Jedi. You know, so I'm just wondering, Like, everything can look perfect. I'm just wondering what type of shit the writers are on, like what they're going to do. I refuse to get caught up in this. Like I said, I admit it looks good. I admit it sounds good that they're bringing Obi-Wan back, but you put this in the middle of the pile of shit that Disney has been giving us for the last I don't know how long, and it's very hard for me to get worked up about it. It's hard for me to get excited about it. And then, like I said, the inescapable reality that Disney, you must answer for your crimes. The best thing you could do for the fans, and I've said this on camera before, I've said it on previous videos, you must confess. You must confess that what you did was wrong. You made many missteps. And one of the worst missteps that you made was insulting your fans by calling us racist and misogynist and sexist. And even worse, if you're a person of color, non-existent. That's the reason why I'm here. All right? For my son, for me, for my brother who grew up with this. And you refuse to acknowledge that fans like us exist and have a critical voice because you just attack the ones that you can attack. Let's go straight for the white males and let's just say, fuck it, let's just act like everybody else doesn't exist. They don't have a critical voice. Oh no. When I talk about how I felt about The Last Jedi, nah, that doesn't even, nobody's gonna write about that. Nobody's gonna report on that. You know, I'm just supposed to take whatever you give us. Give him Finn. Give him a runaway slave. That'll make him happy. Fuck him. Fuck the black guy. That's the way I see it. Okay? So all of this bullshit. You know, I see Kathleen Kennedy coming out. And you know, this is the thing, guys. All right? If you go running to Disney Plus, which is your right, all right, knowing the grievances that we have, based on this trailer that admittedly looks great, you're going to be watching Kathleen Kennedy dance a jig for God knows how much longer. You know, when she came out with Ewan McGregor and everything like that, she just looked like the cat that swallowed the canary. You know, she's getting away with it, man. You know, she should have to answer. She should have to answer for the misdirection that everybody knows that she took Lucasfilm in. But she'll never do that. If Episode 9 is a success, if Disney Plus is a success, these people don't care. They don't care. And Disney doesn't care. All they do is count receipts. So that's the only way we can communicate. It would be different if we could just make our videos or we could just voice our concerns and they would hear it like civilized people. But no, they want to go on the attack. The only thing they understand is money. All right? Disney Plus must fail until these people admit what they did, until they answer for their crimes. So yes, The Mandalorian looks good. Yes, it does. It looks great. But what's underneath it, number one? What's the writing going to be like? And number two, who's going to answer for what you've done to the foundation for all of this? Who's going to answer for the indignity that you put Mark Hamill through? Who's going to answer to the theft and the lying and the dishonesty that George Lucas has to endure, looking at what you've done to his property? All of the articles saying that you're saving Star Wars from what George Lucas did. What the fuck? He's the creator. That is so disrespectful. You got your George Lucases. You have your Stan Lees. These people are being disgraced for what they gifted unto the world. You must answer for your crimes. So don't show me The Mandalorian. Don't show me Obi-Wan. Don't show me Episode 9 until you make it right. Alright guys, that's how I feel about it. Okay, you can tell me to calm down in the comment section. You can tell me to grow up. You can tell me whatever you want. You can go on, give me the thumbs down. That is the way of a free and open society. That's fine. But I got to say what I wanted to say. And that is also the way of a free and open society. So you will not get me to stop doing that. I am the gospel according to Mark with a C. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and of course you can catch me on Twitter. I'll catch you on the next one. Rock on.